Form 3 student dies after motorcycle collision. 2 cryptocurrency mining centers busted. And GPS calls for more diet leaders in the cabinet. These are the headlines for tonight. I'm Lorenzo Isaac and this is TVS Nightline. An accident claimed the life of a 15-year-old boy on Jalan Demak, Kuching at about 2:45 p.m. today. Kuching District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Ashman Bajah, in a statement today, said the victim, a student from the National Secondary School SMK Demak Baru, was confirmed dead on the spot by one of the Ministry of Health's officer. Ashman said the incident involved 3 vehicles, namely 2 cars and a motorcycle ridden by the victim. The motorcycle is allegedly to have hit the back of the car. As a result of the crash, the victim then fell and was hit by another car. The case is being investigated under Section 41 in Bracket 1 under the Road Transport Act 1987. Two cryptocurrency mining centers operating in Kota Samarahan were caught stealing electricity during a raid on the premises following reports of outages in the locality. According to a statement, the joint raid operation between SARAWAK Energy and the police was triggered when members of the public reported 3 supply interruptions in the area within 1 week. And SARAWAK Energy's technical team observed abnormally high electrical load readings in the same area.
A caretaker at one of the premises at the time of the raid was arrested by the police. Preliminary investigations revealed that the caretaker was hired by the operator to oversee the cryptocurrency mining activities. Police reports were lodged and all involved parties will be investigated further. A total of 38 cryptocurrency mining servers were found, as well as direct tapping cables that were used to connect the electricity supply from the incoming main wiring at both sites. Items that were seized involve servers, electronic gadgets, direct tapping cables, and electricity meters. It is estimated that SARAWAK Energy has incurred losses of approximately 24,000 ringgit per month due to the stolen electricity. Stealing electricity is a dangerous act and criminal offence under Section 33, Bracket 5 of the Electricity Ordinance, which carries a penalty of up to 100,000 ringgit or 5 years in jail if found guilty.
Gabungan Parti Sarawak GPS Secretary General Datuk Sri Alexander Nantalinggi calls upon the Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim to appoint more Dayak leaders as deputy ministers. Nanta, who is also the Minister of Works, said that this will reflect the unity among multiracial leaders in this country under the Unity Government administration.
In a statement, Nanta said the minority ethnic community, such as the Batayo, the Lun Bawang, Kayan, Kenyah, Melanau, Iban, as well as Sarawak's Chinese community, should be given the opportunity, noting that their broad experience as members of parliaments and senators should be given due consideration. Among the names Nanta suggested include Puncak Borneo MP Datuk Willie Mongin, Lawas MP Datuk Henry Sum Agong, Muka MP Datuk Hanifah Tun Abdul Taib, Baram MP Datuk Anyi Ngau, Hulu Rajang MP Datuk Wilson Ugat Kumbong, and Sri Aman MP Datuk Sri Sophia Brody. The Kapit Member of Parliament also praised GPS Chairman Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg's inclusive administration and full understanding of Sarawak's multi-ethnic and diverse population. Nonetheless, he hopes that whoever is elected to assume their responsibility with full integrity to ensure that the national economic recovery agenda, as well as the well-being of the people, can be realized successfully.
The Cabinet meeting on Wednesday, December 7, decided to retain the name of the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, or its abbreviation, MOTAC. According to its minister, Datuk Sri Tiong King Singh, in a statement issued on Thursday, December 8, among his focus will not only be on tourism, but also on matters pertaining to art and culture, which are important assets of the country.
At the same time, he gave his assurance of protecting the country's arts and culture, as well as giving due recognition to the role of cultural activists and artists in the building of the nation. Meanwhile, Tiong said he would continue to practice an open-door policy and was prepared to hold engagement sessions with all parties to ensure the growth of the tourism, arts, and culture industry. He said their contribution and role are necessary to bring the tourism industry, arts, and culture to a higher level and be recognized internationally. He urged all parties to give him the support, space, and opportunity to lead MOTAC and promised to do his best for the country's tourism industry, art and culture. Prime Minister Dato Sri Anwar Ibrahim, when announcing his cabinet lineup last week, announced Tiong as the Minister of Tourism, thus raising questions about the arts and culture portfolio, which previously was with the tourism portfolio under one ministry.
After 2 years of hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the Sarawak International Four-Wheel Drive Jamboree 2022 returns to enthrall off-road four-wheel drive vehicle enthusiasts. The 4-day event will be held from December 13 to 16 in Miri. Deputy Minister for Tourism, Creative Industry and Performing Arts, Dato' Sebastian Ting, said the Jamboree will take participants through Sarawak's off-the-beaten track.
Objective is to show our participants, both local and international, what great outdoor Sarawak has to offer with our diverse and rich culture, making Sarawak a major eco-adventure destination. With the support of my ministry, tourism ministry, local governments as well, and also relevant authorities, especially police, immigration and custom, and also our resident office here, PNO. Now we hope to make this event with a very big impact, creating and generating micro-economy opportunities for these south areas in the future.
The event attracted 136 four-wheel drive vehicles with 350 participants from Malaysia and abroad, such as Brunei, Indonesia, Singapore, Germany, Canada, and Hungary. And we'll see participants driving 500 kilometers across Miri, Baluru, Marudi, Baram, and Talang Usan. Ting added, the event will serve to promote Sarawak through adventure sports.
Centex Commercial through the Jumaani Pavilion will be collaborating with strategic partners and renowned fashion designers to drive and enhance the creative industry, especially the fashion sector in Sarawak. Among the fashion designers are the iconic Professor Dato' Jimmy Chu and Indonesian award-winning fashion designer Jenny Tejahyawati.
Apart from the two famous designers, Centex Commercial, represented by its General Manager Muhammad Shahrin Muhammad Yusri, also inked Memorandums of Understanding MOU with Dana Puri Sendrian Berhad, represented by its Managing Director Bahjat Aman. Hala Street UK, represented by its Chief Executive Director Suresh Kumar Simon Subramaniam. Sarawak Entrepreneur Association SEA, represented by its President Nizam Khalid. Sarawak Tourism Federation STF, represented by its President Audrey Wan Ulok, and the Islamic Tourism Centre ITC, represented by its Director Datuk Dr. Mohamed Razib Hassan. Meanwhile, Jimmy Chu was represented by his officer Dodi Mohasdi Muhammad. The Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tun Openg, who was represented by the Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Datuk Amar Douglas Ugah Embas, welcomes the move, adding that the establishment of the Jumaani Pavilion has attracted big names from various industries to contribute their passion, expertise and experience.
Saya yakin selepas ini mereka fashion di komuniti usahawan tempatan di Sarawak mempunyai keupayaan yang tinggi untuk menyediakan pemainan terpaksa berdasarkan bakat dan manfaat yang terpulih menerusi sesama yang kita lakukan pada hari ini.
Ugah said this on behalf of the Premier at the official launching of the Jumaani Pavilion in Petrojaya, Kuching on Wednesday night, December 7th. Meanwhile, Jenny, who is the founder of Indonesia Modest Fashion and specializes in Muslim fashion, hopes to further explore the intangible cultural heritage of both Sarawak and Indonesia, particularly the batik, songket, and keringkam motifs.
Di sini banyak sekali ya di Borneo yang mesti dieksplor. Di sini saya ingin bekerja sama mungkin dengan motif-motif Borneo dan lebih mungkin batiknya atau print, digital print ataupun songketnya bisa banyak lagi sekali nanti bisa dieksplor.
At the same time, Suresh of Halal Street UK emphasizes that one of the crucial things to do is to understand the problems that entrepreneurs are facing in exporting their products to the UK and the European nation.
Atasi masalah mereka. Macam kalau if it's regulatory compliance, if it's problems with the government, we find a way to export it for them and we do the regulation for them. Dan bila produk berada di UK, macam mana kita nak perkenalkan produk kepada rakyat di UK? Kerana rakyat UK mereka sangat sukakan produk Borneo. Borneo itu adalah perkataan yang membuat orang di UK berasa they feel alive, they feel it's connected to the earth, it's about the environment and they want to know the story of Borneo. Saya hanya akan membawa cerita Borneo dan vendor dan produk ke UK dan Eropah.
He further added that he is eager to market Borneo products in the international market.
Coming up right after the break, millions in Qatar flock to try Qatari traditional sport, and prime ministers receive courtesy call from Thailand Deputy Prime Minister right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim received a courtesy call from Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister Jen Prawit Wongsuwan at his official residence Seri Perdana, Putrajaya on Thursday, December 8. Prawit was accompanied by Thailand Deputy Defence Minister Jen Chaichan Changmongko.
Prawit and his delegation were received by Anwar, Defence Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Hassan and Home Minister Datuk Seri Saifuddin Nasution Ismail when they arrived at Sri Perdana at noon. Anwar then hosted lunch for the Thai delegation before they left for home later on. The visit was aimed at strengthening bilateral ties and for leaders of the two countries to exchange views and information for the benefit of the region. This is Prawit's second visit to Malaysia since the country's borders were opened in April this year after the COVID-19 pandemic was brought under control. Thailand is the sixth largest trading partner of Malaysia in the world and the second biggest in ASEAN, while Malaysia is Thailand's fourth largest trading partner in the world.
The Election Commission (EC) is looking at the possibility of allowing a grace period of more than 60 days to hold a general election or state election after the Parliament or State Assembly is dissolved.
EC Chairman Tan Sri Abdul Ghani Saleh said the extended period would be to give the EC enough time to prepare for the election, as the number of voters had been increasing every year.
Mengambil iktibar bahawa tetapi daftar pemilih kita telah meningkat pada 21.1 juta. Banyak persiapan perlu kita lihat. Segi tempat mengundi, saluran mengundi, segi lawak pilihan raya, petugas, di mana petugas-petugas yang kita lihat pada tahun ini terlalu ramai. Meliputi 350 lebih ribu orang. Jadi maknanya yang ini perlu dilihat. Dan kita sediakan lihat juga segi peraturan-peraturan kita supaya benda ini tidak menyekat SPR untuk terus melaksanakan pilihan raya dalam keadaan yang selesa.
He said so at the Kulim High-Tech Sports Complex Hall, where the results of the Padang Serai election were announced. Commenting further, Abdul Ghani said that the voting percentage stands at 68.95%, bringing the total to 74.71%. Meanwhile, when asked about the best time to hold the state elections, Ghani said the leaders of the 6 states, namely Kedah, Penang, Terengganu, Kelantan, Selangor, and Negeri Sembilan, said it should be held simultaneously. He said it would cost about 450 million ringgit to hold elections in the 6 states.
Thank you for staying with us. 4 contestants will sing it out at the final stage of Getaran Jiwa to win the title as Getaran Jiwa champion for the first season. From over 40 participants, the final stage will see Arwel Ariel, Amim, Santiana Ramli, and the only finalist from Sarawak, Afif Tenor, battling it out for one last time at MPKS Stadium.
All geared up and ready for the show, Arwel Ariel, the sole contestant from Selangor, finds it hard to rearrange a classic tune from P. Ramlee. Additionally, he doesn't want his performance to overshadow the original version of the legendary singer.
Untuk lagu solo, saya mendapat lagu, kita boleh reveal, which is semua dah tahu. Saya dapat lagu Di Manakan Ku Cari Ganti. Lagu tu lagu yang berat, lagu yang serius. Memang konsep pertandingan ni kita nak kena keluarkan kreativiti untuk rearrange, tapi memandangkan lagu tu yang begitu strong dan lagu tu yang memang dah establish, maksudnya orang semua dah tahu konsep lagu tu ballad yang penuh dengan feeling. So saya tak boleh buat terlalu banyak perubahan.
For the battle round, Arwel will face off against Santiana Ramlee.
Dia dah ada kualiti suara yang jazz dan saya pula memang mencadangkan untuk membuat arrangement ke arah swing jazz macam tu. So dia agree lah, of course lah kan. So cuma sekarang ni macam mana nak make sure because of suara perempuan lebih tinggi daripada suara lelaki. So macam mana kita nak balancekan dia supaya suara saya tak tenggelam dengan suara Santiana.
For Amim, becoming one of the finalists is like a dream come true. Hails from Johor, he is blessed to have the chance to re-enter the final stage through GJ Kembali.
Okey, masa tu memang terkejut lah, alhamdulillah lah, sebab masa dapat tu, keputusan tutup pukul 12 malam kan. Lepas tu selepas 12 malam tu akan saya di call pada pukul 1 lebih macam tu dan kena packing besoknya dah fly ke sini. Yang peserta lain pun macam berlumba-lumba nak menang, dah vote tu kan. So tiba-tiba saya dapat, alhamdulillah, memang bersyukur sangat-sangat. And then bila GJ Kembali tu, saya pula dapat pergi ke final. Itu lagi, alhamdulillah, memang bersyukur sangat-sangat.
However, Amim strives to overcome the challenge of the final stage.
Okey, untuk lagu solo, macam saya dapat lagu yang rancak tau. Okey, lagu tu pula macam lagu rancak tetapi lirik dia adalah sedih. Okey, macam saya pula, saya adalah penyanyi ballad dan ataupun R&B. Okey, biasanya saya akan menyanyi lagu yang slow lah. Tetapi lagu ni rancak.
For the battle round, Amim will be paired with Afif Tenor. The champion for the first season of GJ will take home 30,000 ringgit cash and a trophy.
FIFA quarterfinals are approaching and Qatar has been the focal point for millions of fans of the sport. Amidst the football fever, another sport that dates back thousands of years ago stole some of the attention. This sport is known as falconry, where falcons are trained to hunt and bring food back to the owners. 43-year-old falconer Sultan bin Nasir Al Humaidi shares his story on how this tradition was passed down from one generation to the next.
I've been surrounded by falcons since I was born. This is a tradition we inherited from our grandfathers. Our fathers and grandfathers, in turn, inherited this from their grandfathers. The love of falcons is something deeply ingrained in us. They've been with us since we were kids. This is a hobby we want to pass on to our children to teach them our ways. Thank God they are also passionate about this, and this is something we will never give up.
Sultan had his first falcon when he was about 10 to 11 years old. To date, he owns 5 falcons and trains them 6 days a week to catch live ducks and pigeons as a family tradition. Before it became a sport, Sultan said they depended on falconry to find food.
Previously, falconry was a source of livelihood. 4 or 5 households would survive from the hunts. A man would hunt and share the food with his neighbors. Now it has become a hobby. There is less hunting, and it's a hobby that brings us joy. It allows us to break the mundane routine at work. It's entertainment.
The sport would require falconers to keep up with their falcons with the latest generation of four-wheel drive across the rocky desert. It is admittedly an expensive sport besides the cost of falcons. Sultan added, falcons may come different regions such as Europe, the United Kingdom and Iran, which will also affect the price of falcons. Prices can go as high as to 800,000 rials, equivalent to $219.
The relationship I have with the falcons, they are now like our children. We care about the falcons like we care about our children. If your child is sick, you would lose sleep over this. It's the same for the falcons. If it gets sick, you don't stop worrying until you take it to the clinic, figure out what's wrong, and treat it. When it gets better, it feels like your soul has returned to you.
What's in store for those vying for the coveted title of Getaran Jiwa? Don't forget to catch the next episode of TVS new reality program, Getaran Jiwa, every Friday. Beginning with the Debaran Jiwa capsule at 7:30 p.m, followed by Getaran Jiwa live concert at 8:45 p.m. The public is also invited to watch the concert at MPKS Stadium, Bintawa. For more information, follow Getaran Jiwa official Facebook page and Instagram. See the world closer with TVS as we bring you the latest news updates both locally and internationally. For more headlines anytime at tvstv.my or follow us on our social media. That's all the time we have for TVS Nightline. I'm Lorenzo Isaac. Thank you for watching.